Kaja, please make it the text. Texting.
Once again, please, Zoe, I haven't understood. What do you mean, text?
I mean, could you please make some texting?
Um,
All right, it's fine.
okay,
Whatever works.
okay. I understand what you mean. So, dear participants, we are ready to start. Hello, good evening, everyone. But before we start, I would like to pay your attention that today's training is going in Wordly AI translation. So please pay attention in the chat. You will receive, or already received, the QR code and the link for the Wordly translation. Most of you already know how to use it. You can just scan the QR code with your mobile phone, and immediately you will be on the page with the translation app, and then you choose the language you would like to translate. You would like to listen, yes, to a local language. The link works in the same way. So please, if you already joined the translation, the Wordly translation, send me your emotions in the chat so that I can see that everything is fine. You are in. Those who hasn't understood, please help your colleagues to receive the information. Maybe our Turkish team or another teams can also share these links but add the information regarding how to use it. Okay, so once again, good evening, dear TIENS family, our dear partners, dear leaders. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to our regional online training session. And first of all, I would like to thank everyone who joined our training project in 2025 and who made a decision to continue this business educational journey in 2026. It is always my great pleasure to announce each year some news for us. And now I'm officially announcing the launch of the Business Mastery Academy 2026, led by Gediminas Grinevicius. Please, big round of applauses and your emotions. Let me see what emotions we receive and how you share your hearts, applauses. So this online training academy is designed to elevate TIENS partners' communication, leadership, and influence skills, helping you become trusted authorities, confident leaders, and of course, effective communicators people want to follow and want to listen to. Today we begin the course number 1, and the topic of the first lesson is personal brand. Now, to start this very special training journey, I'm inviting the course created, certified business coach, psychologist, author, and NLP practitioner, Gediminas Grinevicius. Dear Gediminas, this stage is yours.
Thank you, Katerina. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Did you guys miss me? I missed you a lot. It's been a minute, right? So I'm very excited to be here with you today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's go to the slides. Fantastic. So, like Katerina said, we are starting a very important series of trainings called Business Mastery Academy. And we're starting with none less but a very important topic of personal brand. This is something that maybe used to be optional in the past, but now I would say it's necessary for everybody who wants to be successful in network marketing, especially when we talk about social media. If you want to grow your business on social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or any other platform, you want to build your personal brand. And I know a thing or two about personal brand because over the last 10 years or so, I have built an audience of over 100,000 people on social media. And that not only has helped me to sell more products, to recruit more people into my team, but also to earn a lot more money than I would have if I didn't have that personal brand. So today we'll talk about why it is important to have a personal brand, but not only why it's important, but how can you start creating one, even if you haven't started yet, even if you're brand new to social media. But mind you, even if you've been building on social media for a while, I think you will learn a thing or two too. So if you're ready, say I'm ready in the chat, and let's roll up our sleeves and let's go to work. So why we need the personal brand and what is it? When people hear personal brand or brand, they straight away think about logos of companies, maybe some slogans like Nike, just do it, or maybe some chosen colors, right? So some brands will be purple, some brands maybe will be black and white. And that's sort of where people's knowledge of a personal brand ends. Of course, those things are important, but that's not really what we are trying to create. We don't want you to have a logo. Your face is your logo. So that's where we want to understand, how do I become the brand that people know, follow, and trust? So first of all, personal brand is how people position you in their mind. What are you associated with? When they think about you, what are the things they describe? So when I started building my personal brand, I wanted my name to be a synonym with network marketing training. That's why I did everything I could, used all the strategies I'm going to share with you today in order to be the name that people associate with network marketing training. Second thing, your personal brand is the value you create in the marketplace. And that is, I would say, the one most important thing. The best, the most effective personal brand is a brand built on value. They say, don't try to be an important person, try to be a valuable person. You want people to look at you and think about you as the person who is very valuable to follow, very valuable to be around, very valuable to be in communication with. This is where your content comes in, and that's what you share on social media. And finally, your personal brand is the feeling people have when they think of you and working with you or buying from you. So again, it is very conscious and deliberate decision. How do I want people to feel about me once they've been following me for a while? So my personal brand is, I want people to see that I'm a family man because I have a wife and two beautiful daughters. I want my audience to see that I'm a religious man. You know, I go to church every week. I want my audience to see that I'm a person who has values, who is honest, who is sincere. When I started building my brand, my slogan was to lift the network marketing profession up, to help people to work honestly, with integrity, with values, instead of being enemies with each other, for network marketers to be colleagues, even if we work in different companies. So that was the sort of feeling I wanted to put across, so that people could trust me, so that people could feel safe around me. So why it's worth for you to create a brand? Many people work with your company. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people work with your company. Many people work with your product. Thousands of people work with the same products that you work. But people join people and not company. So when somebody thinks of TIENS, you want them to think of you. Not of anybody who works with TIENS, but of you, because they have associated you with this brand. When they want a TIENS product, not to buy just from any distributor, but to buy it from you. If they decide to join TIENS, not to join anybody from this company, but to join you. Even outside of the company, when they think about health products, they should think about you. You understand where I'm getting at? You want to be the person that stands out and attracts them. Exactly, your personal brand is about you standing out from the crowd, about not being the same as everybody else. Because if you're same as everybody else, then you're not noticed, then you're invisible. That's why I always say best known is better than best. You can have the best product, the best business opportunity, be the best leader, but if nobody notices you, it's not going to give you anything. That's why before a product business, before the business opportunity business, you are in attention business. You want as much attention to be directed at you as possible. As many eyeballs looking at you as possible. That's when you're gonna make huge business. So create your own style. I'll give you a lot of ideas today, but I would highly recommend you watch this training twice. Today, a lot of this information might be new. So it will be quite a job to absorb everything. But then to sit down again and rewatch it and actually start thinking, what will I do with my personal brand? How will I position myself? How do I want to be known? How will I stand out? And it's important to know that scientifically proven that 74% of people trust someone more who has a good personal brand. Even today, if we look at these huge brands like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, what do we see? That the owner always has a bigger brand than the company. More people follow Elon Musk than Tesla. More people will follow Jeff Bezos than Amazon. Why? Because a person is relatable. a company brand is quite impersonal. So the brand actually works for you. It helps you. And another research shows that people want their employer to have a good brand. So guess what? If you are recruiting people into your team and you have a good personal brand, people will choose you over other business partners and join your team because you have a good, trusted personal brand. So it really pays to invest your time and effort to build this brand, because it's not going to happen overnight. You probably understand this. It will take some time for people to get to know you, to get to trust you, and to get to like you. So, number one, you want to find topic or topics you love to talk about. It might be health. It might be nutrition. It might be fitness. It might be personal development or business. You decide what kind of content you want to start producing, what topics you want to talk about. Because what you talk about, that's the kind of people you will attract who are interested in those topics. Then your job is to become an expert on that topic. Now, some of you will say, "Oh, Gediminas, I don't know if I can become an expert. That sounds very difficult." But you have to understand, you don't have to now go to university for 6 years in order to become an expert on that topic. You become an expert on any topic by being the person who talks about it the most. So I might know nothing about menopause right now, because it's not very topic for me. But guess what? If I started writing posts, doing reels, doing lives, making stories, all with advice for women who are in menopause, over the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, I could become authority in that topic, expert in that topic. And I don't have to go to medical school now in order to share about that. I can read books. I can watch trainings. I can use AI like ChatGPT and gather all the information and share with my audience. And over time, people will start saying that I'm an expert. That's exactly what happened with network marketing. I started sharing a lot of useful information about network marketing, and over time, people started calling me an expert. I never said I'm an expert of network marketing. It's just I helped more people than most to get results through my content. And once they found value, once they got results, they started saying, "Listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about." And then what you want to do is build a community around that topic. The more you talk about it, the more people you will attract who are interested in that topic. Then, of course, keep adding value to that community. So I've been doing it now for years. Always, always, always creating new, interesting, useful content. Text posts, videos, conferences, and so on. And then finally, you monetize that community. What does that mean? You make money from it. Because you're not a charity. You're doing all of that with a purpose of building your business. And it's very important not to forget that. Because I've seen people who hear these trainings and they say, I'm going to be a professional social media content producer. And they write posts. They do videos. They do live broadcasts. But they never offer the product. They never invite people to join their business. So they do all of that work, but they're still not making any money. So once you have built that community, you want to then offer them your services. And that's your product and your business opportunity. That's where the brand then makes money for you. So let's look at a branding recipe. First ingredient is image. Second ingredient is community. Third ingredient is mission. And fourth ingredient is values. So you want to have all of those ingredients within your personal brand. So first is image. We already spoke about that in our previous lessons. Your profile photo, your cover photo, text that you add to your photos that explains what you do, the description, your bio in your profile. Remember what we write there? How you help people. Your links in your profile, like to your cloud store and any other links. So you want to make sure that your profile is optimized. The personal brand today is digitization of reputation. Meaning that today people don't have to meet you in person in order to know you, trust you, and like you. Very often in my live events, I ask people, who in here has never seen me in person, but you feel like you know me already? And many people raise their hands. Why? They've never met me. But they have seen so much of my content that they feel, I know this guy. I know his sense of humor. I know his values. I know his family. And they have this feeling of familiarity. That means I have digitized my reputation because it's all online. And within your image also will be things like your clothing, your hair. I have not a lot of that. Your makeup, if you wear makeup, accessories, colors, right? Like some people like to dress similar colors all the time. Environment, right? So even this bookshelf behind me is part of my brand. The little lights that go there is part of my brand. It's on purpose. You know, my spirit animal, rhino in there, is part of my brand. So you decide these things. How do I want to present myself? What's gonna be my things in my brand? Like I've seen ladies who have blue hair. That's very unique. That stands out. And everybody remembers that, oh, that's the lady with the blue hair. It becomes her part of her brand. When I started in network marketing, because I was quite young, I was like 22 years old, I thought nobody would take me seriously. So I would always go to meetings with a full suit and a tie to look more representable, to look more serious. And for a long time, that was always my personal brand. Then the second thing was community. So who is your target audience? Usually, that's the person you were before. So for example, if you had a problem and you solved that problem with your product, then your target audience is other people who suffer with the same problem. Or maybe if you worked in a job that you didn't like very much, and then you use the business to create a financial freedom for you, then your target audience might be other people who hate their jobs. Because you're in the best position to help the person you used to be before. Who you can and want to help. What kind of people you want to work with? Do you want to work just with women? Do you want to work with senior people? Do you want to work with young people? You decide. There's no right or wrong answer. It's what you want to be all about. Who would you like to work with in your team? What kind of people would you like to have in your team? Like for me, very early on in my journey, I realized I want people who are interested in personal development to join my team. Because those people have an open mind. They're always trying to get better. They read books. They watch videos. So I want that type of person in my team. Not the person who sits in front of a TV all weekend with a can of beer. Nothing wrong with them, but it's just I would like a person who invests in themselves. So I started then talking a lot about personal development and psychology in my content to attract those type of people into my community. Who can you find common ground with? Who would be easy to talk to for you? Maybe you have some hobbies, like maybe you are super into Formula 1 racing. So you could join Facebook groups that talk about Formula 1 racing, and you will have something to talk to with those guys and girls, because now that's the topic you love. So you'll have a lot to talk about that. And this way, it's easier to attract those people into your community. Are you starting to get clearer on what kind of personal brand you want? Put a 1 in the comments. Good, 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 good. Okay. And understand that you don't have to be the guru. You don't have to know everything in order to help other people. You just have to be one step further. If I read the book, now I can share that information because most people have not read that book. If I attended a training and I learned something, I can now share that information because most people have not attended that training. So I don't have to be light years in front of them. I might just be a few steps ahead of them and taking them by the hand and walking them with me helping them with information. I don't have to be the master. And of course, that becomes your niche. And Americans say riches are in the niches, right? So your niche or your niche is basically what the topic that you target. So what we see usually is that the single topic profiles do best, meaning that in your profile, you should not talk about health, gardening, and horse riding, because it's like totally unrelated topics. You want to stick to one topic and become known for that one niche. The smaller your niche, the more effective it is. Because the mistake that a lot of people make, they say, well, everybody needs my product. The whole world needs my product. So my audience is the whole world. But when you speak to everybody, you usually speak to nobody. But when you speak to one person, then everybody feels like you're speaking to them. Like whenever I speak in my videos or I write the text, I never write for everybody. I speak to that one person. I will say, hi, in this video, I want to share with you 5 tips how you could sell more. This way it feels like I'm speaking directly to you, not, hi everybody, today guys, I want to... No. You want to speak to one person. Even better, imagine that you're speaking to your best friend. So this profile will give clarity. People will understand clearly what is it that you talk about. It will give notability, meaning you'll get more and more known in your topic. And it will give relatability and reliability, right? So people will say, okay, I can relate to this brand and I can trust this brand because it's consistent. It's always about this one thing. It's always about this topic. But when you keep changing topics, people don't really know what to expect. So how will you stand out? How will you surprise your audience? How will you delight your audience and make them happy? Next is mission. And you might say, well, I have no idea what my mission is. So there's a good concept that comes from Japanese called ikigai. Some of you may have heard this concept. And you see these 4 circles in there. The first circle is what you love to do. The second circle is what you are good at. Like it's easy for you to do that thing. You're good at that thing. Third circle is what the world needs. Because sometimes you might be good at something that nobody needs. And fourth circle, what you can be paid for. Can you make money from that? Because you might love playing chess, but there's not a lot of money in playing chess. Unless you're like super smart. But when you have those 4 things merge, there in the center, that becomes your mission. So for me, I realized that I love to teach, as you've noticed, because I keep turning up here to your Zooms. I'm pretty good at it, even though I say it myself. But some of you gave me some compliments. You said that, hey, your trainings are not bad. The world needs that, right? There is a need for network marketing training. And people are prepared to pay for it. And companies pay me for my trainings. Leaders pay me to do trainings for their teams. Individuals join my coaching programs. That means people are prepared to pay to get that information. So for me, network marketing training is my ikigai, is my mission, because it connects my passion, my mission, my vocation, and my profession. So you need to find yours. Maybe yours will be helping people with their health. Or maybe yours will be helping people to make money by building a business from home. Or whatever it is. But that's the message then you're broadcasting. And it is very clear then what you need to say, what you need to put out in order to be aligned with your mission. And of course, value. I mentioned that you want to be the most valuable person on your social media. Like if you have 500 friends, you want to be the most valuable out of those 500 friends. So that's what is called value-based branding, where you give valuable information. So think about what information is your target audience looking for? What do they want to know? What problems can you help them solve? How can you inspire and motivate them to solve their problems? If you build this value-based brand, people will always talk about you. People will always recommend you. People will always come back to you. You become the go-to person whenever they have a question, whenever they have a problem with that area. One of my mentors, I remember, asked me, they said, if I followed you on social media and didn't buy anything from you, would I still get value? And with a lot of people's profiles, the answer is no, because it's product, business, product, business, product, business. No value, no useful information, no nothing for free. Just buy, 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 buy. You don't want to be that person. You want to out-educate your competitors. Like, you can join any business, you can join any topic and out-educate your competition. When I started doing trainings for network marketing, other people started copying me. And my friends started saying, hey, look, other people trying to do the same. And I said, let them. Because I will always do more than they. I will out-educate them. You know, there's a story about the McDonald's founder, Ray Kroc. There was an interview with him, and they said, how do you react to Burger King because they are copying what you do in McDonald's? And he said, we will invent so fast, they will struggle to copy us. So he wasn't scared about somebody else because he knew that he will do more than them anyway. And you might remember this phrase. I already shared it with you. Become so good, they cannot ignore you. They cannot miss you on social media. If you do this seriously, the internet has to be full of you. Like sometimes people ask me, they say, Gediminas, if I put 3 posts in a day, is that not going to be too much? Trust me, you cannot do too much. My mentors, they put out about 400 pieces of content, posts, videos every week. 400. Can you imagine? Most people don't do that in a month. So you cannot do too much. And we can learn some lessons from successful companies. One of them is Zappos. You know, the whole brand was delivering wow through their service. Can you deliver wow through your service? Embrace and encourage change. Don't stay the same all the time. Create fun and little weirdness. Be bold, creative, and open. Seek growth and learning constantly. Create open and honest relationships through communication. We can do that too. Speaking to our followers, replying to their comments. Create a positive team and family spirit. They say, look after your team, and your team will look after the customers. Do more with less. Today, all you need is a mobile phone. That's all you need for a personal brand. You don't need professional studios. You don't need to invest a lot of money. And be passionate and determined. And finally, be humble. Never be too big, too proud. Always be down to earth, approachable, normal person. You know, people don't like that out of this world thing. They want you to be down to earth. So some branding tools. Your story, first of all. Reintroduce yourself. Why do you do what you do? Other people's stories. Customer stories that you helped. Team member stories. Your leaders' stories. Vulnerability, pain, and openness. Don't be scared to share honestly. That builds that emotional connection where people go, wow, she's so open. I can trust that person. Humor. You know, I put a lot of humor in my content because funny makes money, right? People like to laugh. And of course, if you travel, you know, share your personal life. Sometimes people ask me, should I create another profile for my business and keep my main profile personal? I say that's the biggest mistake. You want to join both. You want to share everything. So some branding tools on social media are live broadcasts, stories, which is micro content, interviews with other people, maybe customers, maybe team members, professional photos. Again, it doesn't cost that much to hire a photograph and make 100 photos for you. So you have some professional photos to share on your social media. And sharing what is called evergreen content. Topics that people are interested in. Topics that people will Google looking for that information. How to lose weight. How to have nicer skin. How to fix your digestion. You understand where I'm going? And look for reach agents. What are reach agents? These are people that can help you to reach more people. So maybe you can invite somebody for an interview who has a big audience. And when you do an interview with them, a lot of their followers will come and follow you too. So think, who are the people who could help you to reach even more people? And of course, use social media, use email, use a podcast if you don't mind talking and doing an audio podcast. Maybe create an ebook, free ebook with some tips, with some useful information that people would like to get for free. Maybe start a YouTube channel, maybe a Telegram channel, maybe start a blog on a website like a WordPress blog. what other channels you can use to be visible, to be found through. If somebody's going to go on Google and type in your topic, where can they find you? Just Facebook? Or maybe all of these places? And you don't need to do it in one day, but gradually over time, you can expand your brand through all of these channels. And then, of course, we want to monetize the brand. So create the emotional connection with your audience by making them feel what you feel. Then create an action, get people to engage, to follow, to comment, to message maybe, and then convert those followers into customers. Convert those followers into team members. And how do you convert them? Through conversation. You need to speak to them, whether that's text messages, voice messages, video calls, and so on. So, a little formula, I, we, you. It's a 3-step formula to share your stories. So the first part, I. There was a time when and you share when you were unsuccessful or faced challenges or overcame obstacles or learned lessons. Then you know, like we all do sometimes, and you give examples. Get them to nod. Engage them in this conversation. And then finally, has there ever been a time in your life when you and help them to see themselves in that situation? Help them to raise their hand and say, yeah, I also had this problem or have it now. Right? It engages your audience. Or the valley technique. Who am I now? Most difficult situation and what you've learned from it. So even though now I am on top, right? Like you've already solved the problem or you're already making the money, I'm also the same person who was bottom, right? When I had no money, when I had big health problems. So now I can help other people who are in need of the product or the business. So you can use these techniques, whether you're writing posts or you're doing videos, in order to make that emotional connection. And finally today, I want to talk about super fans. By the way, there is a book called Super Fans. It's written by a guy called Pat Flynn. Highly recommend this book. A lot of useful information. But I'm going to share with you some main lesson from that book. So in that book, it says there's 4 parts of your audience. Casual audience, the biggest part. Active audience, slightly smaller. Connected community, even smaller. And then the top, the crème de la crème, super fans. These are the most faithful people in your brand. So casual audience is the largest part of your audience. They don't know you, but maybe you were introduced to them on social media. Maybe somebody shared your post or sent you a video. Active audience, these people know who you are and what you offer. When you create new content and offer your products, this audience decides whether to invest their time and money or not. Then connected community. This audience is your community. They follow you regularly and interact with you and each other. Community members, they feel like they're part of your tribe, part of your family. And then the best is super fans. They are your brand ambassadors. They have your flag and are proud of it. They invest their time and money, and most importantly, their emotions in what they love, which is your brand. And these are the people that you want to create on social media. So why create superfans? This makes your business long-lasting and insulates it from changes that are happening. This is the most profitable action you can take in your business on social media. Without superfans, it will cost more time, more money, and more effort to attract customers. And Pat Flynn in his book says 1,000 superfans equals to €1 million or dollars per year in earnings. Imagine if 1,000 people would spend €1,000 with you per year. 1,000 times 1,000 is $1 million. So good news, you don't need 1 million followers. You need 1,000 real ones. You don't have to change the world to create a successful business. You just have to change someone's world. Take care of the few people that you have in order to get more people. When you really look after the few customers you have, they will recommend you to more people. When you really look after the few team members, they will attract more team members. So invest time in people, discover and help people with their problems and pain, create authentic connection and help them feel special. Establish this emotional connection. Make them feel important and capture their attention and add value to their lives. That's how you build a good audience, good brand. People don't become super fans the minute they find you. They become super fans because of the moments you create over time. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was useful. Oh, that was valuable. Oh, she messaged me. Oh, she replied to my comment. Oh, she mentioned me on her live. These small moments add up to build that relationship. So first, we go from casual to active audience. Create an activation moment, something useful for them, so they start following you. Stand out from the crowd. We already spoke about that. Speak their language. I don't mean literal language, but what they care about, their problems. Give them value. Make it worth following you further. Make it worth for them to say, oh, I need to come back to this person's profile. So make eye contact with your audience. Share like friends. Help them to get a win, small win. Like share something useful that they can use and straight away see, oh, that helped me. Show them the future. Problem, solution. How I can help you to solve problems. Make a good first impression and stay in touch with them. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Keep in touch with your audience. Then we go from active to connected. So people want to feel like they belong to a community and are part of it. So involve your audience in the process. Ask for their opinion, advice, give them choices. Let them decide. Vote for something. Challenge them. Give them a challenge. Show behind the scenes. Let them feel VIP and know more about you. Organize gatherings, live events where they can meet you face to face, or maybe one-to-one over a cup of coffee. Create a name for this community. and mention them in your content. Mention your fans. And then finally, we go from connected to super fans. Here, you want to show them attention and care. You want to surprise them. You want to remind them of yourself. You want to give without expectation to receive something back. I remember when I started following my mentor, and he kept doing free videos. And I watched those free videos for like about a year. And after 1 year, he had a course for sale. I felt guilty not to buy that course because I got so much for free from this person. So remember information about them. Pay attention to those who comment, write emails, watch your broadcasts. Go to their profiles and find out what do they like. And next time you speak with them, ask them a question about those things. They'll be, whoa, you actually know about me? Send unexpected messages for them. Not, hey, buy this thing, but hey, I've been thinking of you. Hey, here's a useful video. Hey, here's a useful article. It can be video, audio message. Let them know they mean a lot to you. Make them part of the brand, like community moderators, responsibilities, delegating. Get them involved. And maybe even offer a VIP service. So somebody can buy your product from TIENS, but maybe they can buy a VIP service where they will buy a product, but also get a personal consultation. Or maybe they can participate in a challenge where they will use the product and will be part of community. Think about how to make them feel special. What your audience would really like and would be useful, but you can't offer it to everybody because you just simply don't have that much time. But you could offer it to your VIP super fans. Can you imagine the feeling this creates? So that's our training for today, guys. We have a few more minutes left, so we will go ahead and open to questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Gediminas. Yes, please, your questions to our trainer regarding this topic. I will check chat once again. Maybe we missed some question. Yes, and reactions, by the way. Yes. Do not forget about reactions. We all want to see you alive here. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone who is writing to us in the chat. Thank you for all your emotions and reactions. Okay. I want to ask you this you are telling everything for your world about. Not understandable question. Yes.
Let me interpret it. Maybe
yes,
what Salim means is, do you share everything about your life? And I would say yes. Like, not only your product, not only your business, but your family life, your free time, your hobbies, your traveling, cooking, and different kind of things like that. That makes you a real person, not a robot that just sells the product, right? That makes you relatable so that other women say, wow, she's like me. Wow, this guy is like me. Because when they can relate, that's when they join your team. When they can relate, that's when they buy from you. Maria says we need to digest it. For sure, Maria. That's why I said I recommend to watch this twice at least.
Yes, of course. We will share, by the way, as usually, we will share the recording and also the translation in text so that you can easily follow once again this wonderful training. How to work with a person, distributor from our network who are shy on social media.
Very good question, Veronica. A lot of people are shy to begin with. And there's many ways how we can help them. So at the beginning, we can give them some tools to use. Like we can write some posts that are ready-made and our team members can use. We can create some videos that our team members can take and use it on their social media. We can do a live together with the shy team member. By themselves, they maybe would never do a live, but together with me, I'll say, don't worry. I will speak most of the time and I will ask you a few questions. Let's do it together. And you know what happens once they do it once? They don't die. They survive. And they realize, hey, this is not so bad. And of course, use ChatGPT for lots of ideas to post.
We have a question. Yes. From Maria. When we choose the niche, can you please an example?
Yeah, for example, immune system. Yeah, totally, Maria. So it can be slightly broader, like health, or it could be weight loss, immunity, digestion. So you can narrow it down if you want. What you need to think, will I have enough content to share on this topic all the time? Because like if you choose health, nutrition, and exercise as 3 topics, you will have a lot of stuff to share, right? But maybe if you just choose immunity, you might run out of things to share after some time.
Yes, I see. I checked. I see no more questions. I'm giving you a few more seconds. If any question will appear, I will read. If not, of course, we need everything to digest, everyone, and then receive the information and watch once again, of course. And of course, read the notes, because usually our partners, they know that notes sometimes help a lot after the training. When we choose different audiences, do we choose different niches?
Not necessarily. So you could be talking about the same thing, but to few different audiences, right? Like if we say health, we could share certain topics with older people about health and other topics with young people who go to the gym every day. So it could be few different audiences and the same topic, or it could be 2 different audiences and 2 different topics. So maybe one channel, you can talk about business and personal development. Other channel, you might speak about health and nutrition. So it'll be totally different niches.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gediminas.
Thank you.
No more questions in the chat. So once again, I would like to say thank you for all these opportunities you give us and for joining and creating this course and this project for our TIENS distributors. And on the behalf of all TIENS team, once again, thank you. for the powerful insights. I hope everyone agrees with it. And also, let's thank to our support technical team who worked with us today, providing the translation, providing our technical support. And also, a big thank you to everyone who joined our first training of the course. And of course, we are inviting you to the next lesson. And the next lesson will be next Thursday, on the 12th of February. Here on the screen, you can see also the QR code. This is the QR code for the registration. You can immediately register to this training and receive the link to the Zoom on your email. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for your participation for this evening with us today. And I hope we'll see you all next Thursday. Thank you so much. Have a great evening and bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you very soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.